Learned from Andy, from the Drapers, and other of the top leadership here at Premier. One of the first things Andy told us that I can remember, he said, as you're building your business, and if you know this, you can say it along with me, 80% of this business is great, 20% is for the birds. And where are you going to focus your business? Is it going to be on the positive things? And really probably about 90% of this business or more is great. And 10% is for the birds. But we learn to deal with the 10%. It's helping your people deal with that 10 to 20%. The other thing is you need to learn to put people in their own boat. Melissa came into Premier in 1987. She became a 4-diamond in 1988. Oh, by the way, the program today is different than it was back then. Eileen, you knew that. Okay, we all knew that. The program's a little different, but you become 4-diamond in a different way back then. But when we made 4-diamond, Andy showed us this illustration. He said, when you get into Premier, he says you get into a boat. All right? And here's you in the boat. And you know, you're all rowing the boat. You got the rows right here. You know, you're rowing your boat. And when you bring people in, guess what? You teach them about the business, and they row with you. And you're all rowing. But the thing is, your job as a leader is to put people in their own boat. That's your job, is to put people in their own boat. This person needs to go in here. The problem is you keep bringing people into your boat, and you're all trying to row and sink, and all of a sudden some people are rowing and some aren't. And all of a sudden you put more people in your boat starts to sink. You have to put people in their own boat. Some of you need to kick people out of your boat and put them in their own boat. Now don't throw them overboard. Okay? Need to get a little life preserve right here. Don't do that. I mean, make sure they go in their boat, but you need to get the jeweler. Your job is to put them in their own boat, because if you don't, your boat will sink emotionally. Ladies, you carry the load of your people. Your jewelers have signed an independent contract. They are jewelers. They have their own business. All right? So get them out of your boat and into their own boat as quick as possible. Now, who do you spend time with? Who do you spend time with? You ever thought about that?
The ones that are rowing.
Who do you spend time with? Those who are rowing. That's exactly what you do. One of the best illustrations that I can think of is when you sponsor somebody in Premier, you're playing tennis with them. You know, tennis, you're on one side of the court, and then somebody's on the other side of the court. And your job is to say, and Melissa if you heard Melissa when she was training right then, she said, okay, here's what you do. Here's how you get a show, and she tells them how to get a show. So she tells them how to get a show, so she hits the ball over to them. She gives them an assignment. And when they do that, they hit the ball back. And then you give them another assignment. This is what you do to increase your show total, increase your retail. This is what you do to get more people at your shows. Okay, this is what you do to get advanced sales. You hit them the ball, and when they hit you the ball back, you're playing tennis. The problem is when you start hitting balls to them and say, here's what you need to do to get a show, and they just stand there. And you're going, I just hit, so you do it again. Say, okay, here's what you need to do to get a show. They'll hit a ball, and they don't do anything, and you go, okay, here's what you do, and you hit them with tennis balls. So how often do you work with somebody? When you get tired of hitting them so many tennis balls, you go, I want to pick up my tennis balls and go play with somebody else. That's what I want to do. Now, what you do, ladies, this is a great thing that Andy told us. He said, many times what you have to do when you let somebody go is you write them a note. And you say, I'm here. You put it in the mail, and you send it to them. That's kind of a last resort. You're still there for them, right? And you'll hit them a tennis ball anytime you can, but they have to start hitting the tennis ball back to you. Those are the people that you play with. Did you realize that the people, if you're a designer, the people who will take you to 1 and 2 diamond are not even in your downline yet? Think about that. If you're a 1 diamond, the people who are going to take you to 2 or 3 are not even in your downline yet. If you're a 2 or 3 diamond, the people who will take you to 4 are probably not even in your downline yet. So don't be looking around at your downline going, okay, these people are going to take me. Well, they might not. This is why you continue, like Gayla was saying, if you're a designer, 1, 2, 3 diamond, this is a goal you need to shoot for. All right? Another thing is put God in the center of your business. This business is a business built on biblical principles. And it's not words out of the mouth. It's words out of the heart. I've known the Horners my whole life. He started this business. Let me tell you, Mr. Horner did not need any more money. I can tell you that. He started Premier to genuinely help people. To help missionaries around the world. Help moms stay at home with their kids. You say, somebody really started a business like that? He did. I can tell you he did. And he's built an amazing business based on biblical principles. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalms 127:1. It says, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain that build it. How about your life? I want the Lord to be the center of my life because I want Him to be the foundation of my life. And that's the foundation of this company. And we are to never forget it. Another thing I've learned is you need to take ownership of your own business. You write that one down. You take ownership of your own business. My wife, Melissa, took ownership of her business since day one. Our sponsor lived 5 hours from us. Elizabeth Draper lived 5 hours from us. Melissa had to take ownership of her own business. Elizabeth helped her a lot, but Melissa took ownership of it. We started out and sponsored 15 our first year. We had 50 in our downline at the end of our first year. 140 people the next year. 240 at the end of our third year. And if I told you what we made then, it would be pretty amazing after our third year premiere. Now that is, we had no internet. We had no cell phones. We had car phones. You know those big old chunky car phones? Okay, we had that. And by the way, ladies, when you went to a show, you had to wear a dress. Yeah, you couldn't wear pants to your shows. And you actually wore pantyhose. Some of you don't know what pantyhose is. You know what Spanx are, but you don't know what pantyhose are. I watch TV. I watch the Today Show. I know some of these things. And by the way, if you want to keep your husband out of the house for a couple of days, get a perm. Okay. Back then, you ladies had perms all the time. I mean, goodness, I stayed at my mom's house for a couple of days after my wife had a perm. Hey, you also need to look at your business long term. All right? This is very important. Okay, this is starting in Premier. Okay, I figure we're probably going to be in Premier maybe 50 years. Okay, that's 50 years right there. Okay, we're about the halfway point. We're starting our 25th year in Premier. Okay, so this is us right here. I can look at somebody in their business like, Ginger Short right there. Okay, Ginger, okay, you're right here. You can look at your people and go, okay, this is where you are. This is how long you're going to be in Premier. You can look at your people and go, okay, I can see you up here as a 4 diamond or a 5 diamond or higher. You can't see it yet. You can tell your people that, but they don't see it because they don't see the big picture. You have been in Premier, Eileen, you've been in a long time. You can see the big picture. She knows what the big picture looks like. And you're trying to share that vision with people to look long term. That's a challenging thing, to continue to have our people look long term when all they see is, I don't know, my life in Premier is going to be dependent upon whether I get 2 bookings at my next show. If I don't get a booking, I'm getting out of Premier. I've had many ladies tell us that. You laugh, if God wants me to Premier, I'm going to get a booking at my next show. Don't put that much pressure on God. I mean, goodness. But you got to look long term in this business. It's not what happens at your next jewelry show. Are you sold on Premier? I said you sold on Premier. We have an amazing company. Is 50% good? I said it's 50% good. 50% is the best. Is 10-10-10 good? I wish I could tell you how good 10-10-10 is. If we had some more time, I could sit down with you and compare it with other direct sales companies. The 10% blows all other direct sales companies out of the water. grass is not greener on the other side if you're looking at another direct sales company. Do we have a good hostess plan? Yeah. Generous hostess plan at any other direct sales company. Do we have a great home office staff? Penny Lacey, Kevin Moses, Bob Bolander. Y'all stand up. Bob? They are pretty awesome. They're not only, they're great people. They love the Lord. And I can tell you, I've been in countless meetings with Premier. The focus is not what is best for the home office. They're going, what is best for our hostesses? What is best for our jeweler? It's really amazing how the focus is not on what I can get, it's what can I give. As you're looking at Premier long term, ladies, you never know what's around the corner for you in life. Melissa says that at her shows, and it gets real quiet when she says that. Because we all know we never know what goes on, what's going to happen around the corner in life. I wear this bracelet every day for Rhonda Easley. And I know she's in here somewhere, but I pray for her and family every day. Her husband's a good friend of mine, passed away about 5 years ago or so. And she got into Premier. And one of the last things, meeting with Tiger before he passed away, he couldn't talk. He had brain cancer. But he looked at us, and he was like, thank God that Premier came into our lives, because he's going to help my wife. And she's going to be okay. Right, Ron? Premier brought my mom, and Premier came into my mom's life. She avoided us for 9 months after we got into Premier. Well, she didn't avoid us, but she just avoided the conversation that came with. Because she had been in another direct sales company and she felt like she had been burned. But she got into Premier, and my parents were owed hundreds of thousands of dollars in a bankrupt company. And God brought Premier in their life to pay off that debt. My dad passed away a few years after that. And my mom is the highest paid grandmother, great-grandmother that I know. And God brought Premier in my mom's life because we had a wonderful meeting who signed up in Premier when she was 56 years old, and she is just getting started, let me tell you. You never know what's around the corner for your life. Maybe not a death, but changes in your life that can happen. You think you know why you're in Premier right now? You don't know. If you'll take what Premier is and you'll live it, the money's great. I cash every check. Do you? The money's great that you can make in Premier, but look beyond that of how many lives that you can help and how many lives that you can touch. And it's not just words, it's from the heart. If you'll do that, you can grow an incredible company. So I challenge you, as we close out today, I want to hit you a tennis ball. And you're to take that tennis ball, and you're to start hitting tennis balls to your downline and to your people. And just keep hitting them, and keep hitting them. And how long you hit them, I don't know. The ball's in your court. Y'all have a great cruise.